So many biblical sages have come throughout history that have said over and over again that when the Israelites left Egypt, it wasn't just significant for the Egyptians, it wasn't just significant for the Israelites, it was significant for all of humanity. Why? Because before the Israelites broke free from slavery, it didn't exist on planet Earth. It didn't exist. The idea of being a slave was just something you were born into and you accepted it. But the idea of a community being able to elevate themselves out of slavery physically and mentally never existed before in human history, right? The same idea goes for the country of Israel. The same idea goes for the IDF. What is this idea? The idea that the defenseless can be defended. That's what Israel represents. Israel represents that any minority group on planet Earth has the right to be defended, has the right for equality, and anywhere, in any square inch on planet Earth, that any person that's a minority deserves to be treated fairly. So supporting Israel is supporting a new idea for humanity. How many innocent minority Christians are being murdered right now because of Islamic radicals that represent the majority in the Middle East, ideologically? How? Where's their IDF? Where are the Christians who are being persecuted? And what about the Muslims that are moderate, that do want peace with Israel, that do want peace with Christians, that cry because of the Christians are being persecuted and massacred right now? They're also a minority group that's being killed. Look at Syria. Look throughout Iraq. Look at the members, look at the people who are in Palestine right now that are trying to leave, and the Hamas are killing them because they need them there as human shields. Who's protecting them? So the idea of Israel is the beginning of a conversation that every person in the world needs to start having, based around protecting minorities, whether it's women, whether it's black people, whether it's Christians, whether it's Jews, whether it's gays, whether it's gays and lesbians, whoever has an autonomy deserves to be protected and deserves to have rights. That's why it's about supporting Israel. Not because, I'm sitting here and I'm watching the news and I'm seeing all these graphic images that are coming from news organizations that are influenced financially by organizations that make billions of dollars in building hospitals and building new schools and apartment complexes all throughout Palestine. They're making billions of dollars doing that, so they benefit from the conflict going on. They don't care about the Palestinian people. They don't care about the Jewish people. All they care about is making money. So they put images out there to keep everybody hyped up. This isn't about Clippers versus Lakers, Palestinians or Hamas against Israel. Who has the most casualties? Who has the most points? Who's getting the most funding? Who has the biggest salary cap? That's not what this is. That's what the media wants it to be. Israel represents the Jewish people defending themselves for the first time in history. They're the longest living minority group on planet Earth, and they've been persecuted on every continent. And me as an African American in the United States, my grandparents and ancestors were hung, were treated like second-class citizens just because they were dark. Just because they were dark. So again, supporting Israel is supporting the movement of defending the defenseless. Think about the Christians that are being persecuted. No one's there to help them. Think about all the moderate Muslims around the Middle East that have been persecuted and murdered through tyranny for the last 100 years, hundreds of years. Who was there to defend them? Thank God we live in America and we have a constitution that protects the rights of minorities, or at least creates a platform where minorities can discuss their needs in the same level as the majority. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be making this video blog right now. Think about the Jews and what's happening to the Jews in Russia. Think about what's happening, or in the Ukraine specifically. Or think about what's happening to the Jews that are throughout Europe. Who's defending them in Europe?